Hi guys, Bomber here, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I'll be showing you two decks to farm Grandmaster difficulty into single player mode. We'll be starting with the hero Listrata. The decks I'll be showing you today are Merchant Guild Listrata and Holy Rat Listrata. So, the first deck I'll be showing you is the Merchant Guild Listrata. It's a deck based on the card Bounty, which is our first win condition. Bounty is a card which reads for each gold, attack. So in order to win the game, we first of all need to gain a bunch of gold and then convert that gold into attack thanks to Bounty. So to gain a bunch of gold, we'll be using Merchant Guild, which is a card which reads for each food, gain +1 gold. So in order to gain a bunch of gold, we first of all need to gain some food. And to do that, we have a Trade Company, Spice Route, Vintner, and also the Captain Listrata Hero Power. So the first thing to do with this deck is to gain a bunch of food, thanks to Captain Listrata Hero Power and those three cards. Then we'll need to convert that food into gold, thanks to Merchant Guild. And to do that, we also have Loan, which will help us to grab this card faster. As you see, it's a very expensive card, and so Loan is in here for that purpose. And then, when we have a bunch of gold, we buy Bounty and win the game. Also, Militia is here as an alternative win condition, because sometimes we'll not be able to buy Bounty from our bank, or we will not restock it. And so Militia is here to convert that food we will be having into attacks, and so is an alternative win condition. Also, it's really helpful in the early game if, for example, our opponent starts with a banker or some glass cannons, to get a early pressure early on. So let's jump into the first match. So our first opponent is Jesmai, and we see that we do not have a Spice Route or Trade Company or Vintner, and as I said, those are the cards to search for in the early game, as the first thing we need to do is to gain a bunch of food. Now we'll actually go and play Militia and kill the Berserker to try and mitigate the pressure the opponent is putting on us. Now we'll go ahead and play a Vintner to try to redraw back for the Militia and kill the Gilded Warrior, but we did not, so the Gilded Warrior will kill the Vintner. Now we'll go ahead and play the Militia and also the Vintner and kill the Gilded Warrior. So probably he will not be able to kill the Vintner next turn. And so we actually see that we have the combo available if we did have some food. And so we'll actually go and play the Loan, as we do not want the Bounty to be put away from our bank. And that's the only reason we did that. So now we'll go and play the Spice Route, and now we see that we are actually at 4 food, which is not a big amount, but it's pretty good. And now we see that since we have a magic, we can actually go and buy a Merchant Guild, and we'll do that. Now we'll replay the Merchant Guild to gain a bunch of food. We'll buy a Loan to actually be able to buy another Merchant Guild. And now we see that we have 2 Merchant Guilds available in our inventory, and so we are pretty much assured to be redrawing it, and we actually do. So we'll play the Merchant Guild, buy another, play the Vintner, and then we'll try and redraw, yes. We drew a Militia, then another Merchant Guild, and I think that's a good game, because we'll now play the Bounty and kill our opponent. GG. Now, the second deck I'll be showing you today is the Holy Rat Listrata, and it's a deck based on the card Holy Rat, which reads for each magic you have, attack. So the main focus with this deck is to gain a lot of magic, and to do so we'll first of all gain a bunch of food with Trade Company and the Captain Listrata Hero Power, and then convert that food into magic thanks to supplicant, which is here only to be able to convert that food into magic, and then play the Holy Rat to kill our opponent. Sybilline Scroll is here to be able to redraw Trade Company into the early game, and Holy Rat into the late game to actually win the game and finish our opponent. And Usury is the main card we'll be searching for in the early game, as it's our first card to maintain our economy for this deck. And also Synod is here, as we'll be gaining a bunch of gold with the Usury, and so with the synod we'll be able to redraw Usury to gain even more gold, or to actually search for the cards we need to win the game. So let's jump into the first match. So, as said, the first thing we need to do is to maintain our economy, and so for that reason we'll start by buying usury. We'll actually redraw another usury from our bank, and we'll go ahead and play that, and also even another one, because we are giving a bunch of gold to our opponent, but since we are playing against Metris, you see that he does not have a big way to convert that gold into threats for us, and so we'll be pretty safe by doing so. The next thing we want to do is, now that we have established our economy, is to start our food production, and so for that reason we'll start to buy the trade company. We'll continue to cripple our opponent economy and sustain ours by playing usury, and also we'll play a supplicant to try and gain some magic from his on-turn production. Or we need our opponent to kill it, and so it's like -2 resources for him each time he wants to try and kill it. So now we can actually play our first Holy Rat, and so we'll do so. Then we'll play the Trade Company, and then play the Sybilline Scroll to increase our chances to draw a Vespitole card. And so actually I value more the Trade Company here. And now we'll play our coins and pass our turns. We are pretty close to kill him, because we have an Holy Rat into the deck, and he actually stole our supplicant, so we do not have a way to convert that food into the magic we need until we kill that supplicant. And so for that reason we'll start by playing an Holy Rat and try and kill him. Now that we kill him, first of all we start with Trade Company, then Sybilline Scroll to draw our supplicant and convert all that food into magic, and then we'll try to redraw our Royal Rat. We do, and so that's GG. Also another one, so that's pretty much overkill at this moment. GG. So that's it for this video. Hope you liked it and find it useful. Be sure to leave down below a comment if you have better versions of the decks I proposed, or even if you have other types of decks for Listrata to be farming Grandmaster mode into single player mode. See ya.